This past weekend, well, Friday, went to see New Mutants in the theaters. I know, why would you risk your life to see such a bullshit movie like that? But it's my life to live, damn it. The New Mutants, 2 year plus wait time after supposedly rumored reshots slash redirection by Disney. I honestly thought it was never going to come out. I honestly, hindsight, it should have never came out. But essentially, the New Mutants was their take on doing their poor take on doing a horror film, and also this really poorly done teenage romance between Wolfsbane and Danny Moonstar, which I'm not sure if that's canon or not, but it was, to me, it was like written by an 11-year-old fangirl online. It really was like fan fiction, the movie, in certain in certain regards, bro.
Oh
I
man,
mean,
oh
ugh,
man.
is it the worst movie I've ever seen? No, but it is one of those where you have a few good laughs. You know, you make fun of how it doesn't make any sense, how stupid it is, and then you kind of move on. You can't really. There's no replay value to that film. I would say one of the highlights of the film, to me personally, and it might be because I'm a fan of this character, is Magic, Iana Rasputin, Colossus's sister. I think for the most part of all the mutants that they had in that film, she is the one that kind of delivered on her part in terms of the special effects, showcasing her powers, seeing Lockheed, the purple dragon, come to life. The CGI wasn't too bad on it. It was fairly well done considering the budget for the film. She was the only one where I could see, like, you know what? I could kind of see her intermingling with the rest of the X-Men. You know what I'm saying? I could see her in Xavier's mansion. I could see her with Beast and Jean and Quicksilver. Yeah, kicking it with all the rest of them if this series were to continue.
Yeah.
Everyone else was
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Everything else was generally a misfire. Bland as fuck, Danny Moonstar, and it's sad you had a chance to have a Native American character headline or a Native American actress headline a superhero film, and to have some Native American mythology for basically the main plot line of the whole movie. It just was poorly done and fell apart. They do this real quick introduction to Danny Moonstar. There seems like there's some kind of tornado or earthquake in her area, and her Indian reservation is like being attacked by some unknown force. They run in the forest. Her father's carrying her. Her father says, "Wait here." She hides in the tree. Her father dies. She runs out the tree. Basically, the beer spirit attacks her. She wakes up and she's in the freaking like insane asylum school with the rest of the New Mutants, and you're just like, what's the point of this film? Like after the first 5-10 minutes, you're like, what's the storyline here? Here are your students. This is such and such. She will introduce you to everyone else. Let's have you walk around the facility. And it's like some bullshit mystery. Like, what is the purpose of this place? Why are we here? And they had some connection to X-23 and Logan. I think
Oh.
was it the company that ran the experiments for X-23. They ran that facility. That was their link. That was their link to the rest of the films. And they mentioned the X-Men. They thought they were going to be trained to be X-Men. And they're like, the X-Men. I think Cannonball was like, the X-Men. They get paid a good job. Yeah, they get paid. That'd be kind of cool. Get paid to be a superhero. Okay, if you guys want to, try to link it like that, fine. I know there were some complaints about the film with two characters, Dr. Reyes and Roberto, who's Sunspot. Traditionally in comics, they're dark, they're black characters, and in the film, they kind of light skinned them up a bit. And to all those who complained, honestly, it saved the two black actors slash actresses. No one is missing out on those two roles on a film like that. There is literally nothing to complain about. I don't know why people have said, boy, why would you want to boycott the movie? No one's seen the freaking movie in the first place. There's no reason to boycott the film. Oh man. So they list the credits for the creators of New Mutants in the credits section. Chris Claremont and Bob McLeod. They
Oh.
couldn't even get Bob McLeod's name spelled right in the credits. It's MC McCloud. They pull it. They spelled it MAC. Oh man, he tweeted out something about that too. The fact that my name hasn't changed in the last 3 years, you couldn't really look at it and update it in your credits, just tells me the care that you take it for this film, and for me. So
Okay, it's 2020. If I'm not mistaken, this movie was supposed to come out, originally had a release date of May of 2017, if I'm not mistaken. That was when I first seen posters and promo for this movie back in 2017. This is before a lot of behind the scenes kind of business dealings were taken care of. So the assumption is that either this movie had already wrapped or was in post production by the time that the promo art and the posters for this were already out. So my first question for you is, do you believe that had this movie came out during that time frame where we were looking for something fresh, looking for something different, looking for a new take on a property that had more or less been running in place, meaning the X-Men property? Do you think that the reception of it would have been different, or that the overall quality of it would have been different had it just been able to be released during that time when the level of interest was unknown? There was still something there. There was still something there to be inquired about. There was still something there for us to go into it like, maybe this can be a little bit different. This does look like something that could at least be, a new take on it. Or do you think it was doomed from the start?
I think definitely it was doomed from the start.
Oh wow.
If Especially during that time period. So 2017, we're thinking Logan, we're thinking
Uh-huh.
Deadpool and Deadpool 2. So if it came out 2017, it still would have been shown in a bad light because we just had the exceptionally well done Logan. It definitely still within that era. I don't think it would have hit. I think this should have been like an MTV miniseries, 2000 and I don't know 2005 to like 2010, 12 or 11. It has a dated feel to it. You can feel the low budget. It literally takes place within two sets, essentially the school and the beginning trailer park in the woods. Like that's it. Three, like literally three locations, six or seven actors. It's very outdated. It really feels like it should have been released on MTV, or if they really wanted to go in depth with it, they should have released it on like a streaming platform like Disney Plus or Netflix or whatever. The psychological horror of it was off. The jump scares were pitiful. The acting was pretty. I wouldn't say it's the worst, but it was just pretty. It was just enough to get the job done. You had what's the one actress from Game of Thrones.
Yes, Macy Williams, I believe is her
Yeah,
name.
yeah. I don't think this is a career ender for her or any of the rest of them, but this definitely should have been a TV show for sure in some way, form, or capacity to give the characters that extra extended period of time of growth to make their relationship with each other feel more organic,
Uh-huh.
especially since we already had kind of TV series like that with the Legion, with Gifted. This would have fit right in there with them. I mean, I'll be honest with you.
Oh
Especially
man.
like this, honestly, could just replace Gifted. Let's be real. Something like this could replace the Gifted 10 episode season, done deal. It had a TV vibe to it. Some of it was just pure nonsense. So Sunspot can't get. He basically is Flame On, right? He's Human Torch, and he's worse than the Hulk because with the Hulk, he gets angry and he transforms. Or in the movies, basically he gets a hard on, he transforms.
Oh
So
wow.
in this film, it's the same thing,
Wow.
except when he doesn't get angry, he basically needs to get a hard on and he flames on. So that's why he's quote unquote, he's a virgin in the film. That's one of his backstory shits.
Oh
He literally
man.
killed his first girl he was trying to get with because he flamed on.
Do they show this through a flashback, or do they actually explain it through dialogue?
They explain it through dialogue and actually,
Yikes.
and it's like he's trying to get it on with magic in the swimming pool. And he's like, I can't. And she's like, why? He's like, bad things happen. He's like, I heat up. And she's like, what do you mean I heat up? And he's, there's steam coming from him, whatever. And he explains how the first girl he was trying to get with, he killed her, he burned her. I mean, he better not do too much foreplay, or else that's your ass is burnt, man. So,
Oh man.
yeah. So that was definitely a misfire on that origin backstory. And his dead girlfriend came from the water because Danny Moonstar can make your worst fears come to life. So his haunting past was his dead girlfriend who was fired, who was burnt and charred to chase him throughout the damn swimming pool, and he's freaking the hell out and shit. It was stupid. That was one for corny or funny parts. The corny parts to me was some of the romance between the Wolfsbane and Danny Moonstar. My sister said that it was like Twilight level. Jacob and Edward was just girls instead of guys. Yeah, man. So New Mutants, you're not missing out on much. Wait for it on Disney Plus or your next streaming service.
It will not be
And
on Disney Plus.
yeah,
That's not gonna happen, my
yeah,
man. I
true.
don't. I do not see that happening at all, man.
Yeah, this got thrown to the wolves for box office. They're basically not going to get any return on it with the way the theaters are operating during COVID-19. So, movie theaters operating like the way they are now, no movies making money on the box office.
But overall, the New Mutants is not something that anyone should be trying to go out of their way to experience. Is the gist of what you're saying here?
No, no, unless you're just a complete completionist. I need to see all Fox X-Men films in the theater
Oh
theatrically.
man.
Then go ahead, go ahead and complete that for yourself and feel good about yourself.